Now let's turn our attention to the future classroom. Here, as you can see, most of the classrooms are bringing in a lot of new technology. iPads are all the rage, tablets, Chromebooks, etc. However, the classroom itself is antiquated. And I was talking to the Teachers College in Manhattan recently about what they need, and we were casually talking about attendance. And they just jumped out of their seats saying, if you can solve attendance taking inside a classroom, that will be a huge benefit for us, because attendance is actually one of the key metrics that is measured in terms of how you actually fund school districts. So it's a very important metric, and I did not realize that until I had that conversation. So we started to look at how can we modernize this classroom and what we need to do there. To give you an idea of what we can do here, let me bring Cameron Esdale on stage.
Thanks, Kirti. Yeah, so what we want to showcase for you this morning is really a glimpse of what a modern classroom can look like. As you can see, we've got a fairly modest little classroom set up here. And what I want to do is show you how we can use mobile technology and the access to APIs that bring a lot of rich context to us to build a really intuitive user experience for teachers and students in the classroom. So you can see up here, I've got a mobile app, and for the interest of the demo, I'm going to be acting through the workflow of a teacher, Mr. Doyle. So I'm going to log into the app. And what you can see straight away is we've had basically built an API integration to a student information system, sort of the same sort of systems you'd see in many school districts throughout the US. So the teacher has direct access to all of the classes that are in their roster for the day, so they can have at their fingertips that information. You can also see just at the top here that it knows what class I'm in. If you can see right at the top, I'm in classroom 13A. So we're coming up towards the English time slot, so let's go and see if we can get this class underway. So the first thing it does is just gets me as the teacher to confirm I'm in the class, that it's actually detected. As you know, classroom environments are quite fluid. You can have scheduling changes. You may be moving to a different room to get access to different AV resources. So basically, we're just confirming that we're in this location. So once we're actually in the location, again, using that student information system, the teacher has full visibility of all the students that should be in the class. We can see here that Deborah's already submitted an absentee note, so the front office already knows that this student's not expected in the class. So it's quite a great piece of real-time information. But if you cast your mind back to when we're all in school, you probably remember a really laborious and painful process of the teacher having to conduct a manual roll call. So what can we do to actually improve that and really digitize roll call? So what we wanted to do is leverage the mobile devices that all the teachers and students are carrying with them anyway, and actually come up with a way of also introducing the Meridian BLE technology to build that context of the students are in the class and, you know, keeping the context of what class the teacher has just started. So to do that, let's get a demo going and let's get this class started, and we'll get some students out here. So what we're hoping to see here is as the students enter the classroom, we're going to automatically detect their presence. And as we get a few more students coming into class, so we've got a couple of students have shown up, and as you can see, we're using a blue dot to indicate that they're physically in the class. Now, what we want to do is avoid the students trying to outsmart us and carry their friend's device in their bag, so we can actually manually confirm, and this is actually updating our real-time attendance database. We can also accommodate students that may have forgotten their device or potentially got their device turned off. We can actually manually confirm some students. So we'll just confirm a couple of students in the class. It looks like we're a bit light on students today, so maybe we've had a snow day like we've had a lot of on the East Coast recently. So let's get the class underway. Before the actual kicking off the class, as the teacher, I have the opportunity to try and address some of the students that are absent. So we can see here, we've got a bunch of students that are not currently in the class, but we're actually leveraging the Meridian Beacon fabric to actually understand where those students were last. So let's see if we can track down Deborah, see if we can find out where she is. Are you joining us today? See what she says. I'm sick in bed. Really? I don't know about that. Like, we can see that she's in the gym. Well, we'll deal with her later. Let's get on with the class. So what we can see now, I've got real-time access to that roster. If there was, for some reason, I needed to actually contact the emergency contact for that student, I've got real-time access to that. I could SMS or call the actual parent or the guardian directly from the app. The other thing we can actually see in the app is a really critical API integration we did with ClearPass. When I initially logged on as the teacher, I was authenticated and authorized to ClearPass. That's allowed me to use the context of what classroom I am to recover all of the AV resources that are actually physically available in this room. But on top of that, we've been able to integrate with our air group technology. And we've been able to use the micro-location of just our students here to ensure that the network policy has been updated and only these devices are available to me as the teacher and these students. And that's pretty critical in a high-density education environment where classes are very close together and we need that micro-location. So the other stuff we can do to avoid the kids getting distracted, we could disable social networking. So again, that's an API integration back to ClearPass, and we're changing the network policy. You saw that we had in-app messaging or chat, so we can disable that so the students can't be chatting amongst each other. And then the one that we've heard a lot from our education customers is, could you help us do something for exams? So we've got an exam mode here. So what that allows us to do is basically quarantine all of the student devices in the class, maybe have a set of whitelisted educational resources that will be used during the exam, and then basically apply that network policy, and then the students are focused on what they're doing. So that's pretty much all I have today for class. You guys are dismissed, and I'm going to hand it back over to Kirti.
Fantastic. Great job, guys.
Thank you.